Hello, it's Phil Thatch, and today is New Year's Day 2021. Stayed up pretty late last night ringing in the new year with the family, and it was supposed to rain all day today, so we didn't really make any plans to go and do anything. But it has rained, but it's not really raining. It was supposed to be like a 100% chance of rain all day long, and now it's not raining too much. So I decided I would get out my Yashica Auto-Yashinon-DX 50mm f1.7 that Cuban Rum recommended and goof around with it a little bit in the yard. I'm using the X-T3 and that lens, and I'm actually using that combination to film this clip as well. It's a manual focus lens, so I just set the camera up and focused on this bunny and then sat down beside it. So hopefully I'm in focus. And it's ridiculously overcast out here. I'm just in the front yard, and I've been making photographs. I don't know if you remember from videos earlier this year, these zinnia flowers were absolutely beautiful, and now they're dead, and I've been making some photographs of them and some other wintertime sadness with the Fujifilm X-T3 and the Yashica Auto-Yashinon-DX Auto 50mm f1.7 vintage manual M42 mount lens. Okay, so here are a few photographs that I made, and these were all at f1.7. I used automatic ISO, and my shutter speed was right around 1/500th, and of course they're all manually focused. And I just love these zinnia flowers that we planted this spring, or I guess last spring, now that it's 2021. And they are beautiful even now when they are no longer alive. But I enjoyed making photographs of them. Now, all of these photographs, I used classic chrome when I did the edit, and I just hit auto and then did a little bit of cropping for composition and put a little bit of vignette with a radial filter. That's all that's been done to them. You know, I can't let straight out of the camera go onto a video. And this is a Nandana bush that's growing under our back porch. And also growing under our back porch is this weed of some sort. It almost looks like wheat. And you can see my giant stepladder bokeh-fied in the background, leaning against the house. This next shot is of a beautiful hosta that I bought specifically because it grows in really, really low light. And it's beautiful in the summertime, and not as beautiful. It still has some beauty to it here in this wintertime rainy day photo. This is a really up-close photograph of a dwarf Alberta spruce. I have a pair of them that kind of flanks the stairs that lead onto the front porch of the house. I've had them growing for, I guess, 17 years now. This is a Julia Child rose bush, which has almost no life on it whatsoever, except for this one little sprig of leaves that for some reason is deciding to still be alive in the middle of the winter. Here's a photograph of a dogwood tree, some buds on it, so it looks like it will bloom a little bit next year. Really beautiful. I love the quality of the bokeh coming out of this Yashinon 50mm f1.7 vintage lens. This is a peach. We have a peach tree. I don't prune it properly, so when it does produce peaches, they don't mature to be good to eat. But it is a beautiful tree, especially in the spring. This is a weed growing under a row of Leland cypress in our backyard. I thought the light coming in on it was beautiful. And now here's some video clips with the lens. I'm enjoying playing with this manual 1.7 lens. It's really, the focus throw on it is just so buttery smooth. It's really fun to play with what's in focus. And you know, of course, the depth of field is razor thin as I sweep back and forth through these flowers. These poor old dead flowers. They had a great summer though. The pandemic didn't bother them at all. Got a peach tree in my backyard, and it did make fruit this year, but they never really got mature. I don't prune it properly, but it's fun to roll that dead peach into focus with this old vintage lens. Can do the same thing with the tree itself. It's mature. I've had this tree for quite a few years. And now it's in focus for the most part. These focus pulls were fun to shoot, but I really should have tripoded up because I couldn't. The focus throw on that lens is well over 180 degrees, and I couldn't keep the camera good and steady handheld while turning that massive distance on the lens. So next time I'll tripod up. Well, that was a lot of fun. I spent 30 or 45 minutes, maybe an hour out here in the yard in the dull drabness of New Year's Day in Chattanooga, or Ooltewah actually. Just the rain that's not supposed to be here has been coming and going. I've gotten sprinkled on a few times, but it's just barely sprinkling. It's actually sprinkling right now. But just getting my camera out and taking a picture with it, as my buddy David would say. Look, it's raining. The rain's picking up now. And this is probably, I think this is the first time I've used this Yashica Yashinon 50mm f1.7 in a video. I've had it for a little while. I kind of got it and 2 or 3 other 50mm lenses right at the same time, including a Nikon 50mm f1.4 AI, which you would think that would be my favorite of them, but I really think I like this lens the best. It has such a quality feel to the focus throw, and it makes really great images. You know, the selling point for this lens is the unusual lens flare that it has. And, you know, I've seen that a little bit, but really my favorite part about it is just the way it works and the way it feels. So I'm sure I will be using this lens some more in the future, and I think I'm going to quit sitting out here in the rain and go back inside and spend some more time with the family. So thanks for watching. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to hang out with me in this old vintage lens and my XT3 for a little while. And if you like the content, a thumbs up is always appreciated. And if you want to see some more, subscribe, hit the bell and all that mess. And as always, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.